Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Jackie and I am forever faithful. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel. If you hear any noise in the background, it's um, lawn maintenance right now. Anyway, hope you all are doing well today. I just kind of wanted to talk about pride today and having pride is a good thing. Having pride in how you take care of yourself, your family, your home, pride of the accomplishments in your career. That is healthy pride and being prideful. So I was researching and I saw the definition of pride: a feeling of deep um, pleasure or satisfaction, and prideful, thinking too much of oneself, or conceited, arrogant, or overconfident. And it just brought me to a time where I had way too much pride and I suffered because of it. And I had to humble myself eventually and to ask for the help that I needed. And so, humble is it's having or showing a modest or estimate of one's own importance. So it's having or showing a modest, being modest, okay? So I just want to talk about the time that I was very prideful and stubborn. And I found myself suffering a lot more than I had to. And what I realized the other day was that, pride and being prideful, there's a thin line um, with pride. And I think with anything, you need balance. And sometimes we are being asked to humble ourselves and not be prideful to get what it is that we actually want, right? So my story is I was in my wilderness season, and I had cut off all ties with my entire family. And I was struggling, not only, physically with my health, but I was also struggling financially. I was just struggling mentally, emotionally. I was just going through a lot of struggles. But financially was the hardest because I found myself in a position where it was challenging to even feed myself. Um, it was becoming challenging for me to even pay my bills. And I was guided and directed by the divine creator to contact a relative who I knew had the means to help me. But this relative, in my eyes, was an enemy. And I was so prideful that I didn't even bother to reach out and ask for the help that I actually needed. Even though God, divine creator, was encouraging me to reach out because the help was there. But I didn't, because one, I didn't really want this person to help me. Two, I saw them as my enemy. And three, I didn't really want them in my business like that because I just didn't trust them. And so I didn't. I think for a good year or 2 years, um, I struggled. I really, really struggled. And what I realize now, that had I followed the instructions that the divine creator had given me, that I wouldn't have struggled. I definitely wouldn't have struggled as much as I did. But my pride would not allow me to reach out and ask for the help that I actually needed. And that's the thing. I felt that, God was asking me to do something that was just crazy. Why would I ask this person, this enemy of mine, for any help? Why would I do that? And I said, nope, I'm not going to do it. And I guess my thing was I'd rather just deal with my current situation than to reach out to this person and ask for help, even though they would have and they had the means to do so to help me. So I think it's important to realize when it's time to humble yourself and ask for the help that you actually need. And if you're being guided and directed, believe me, there's a reason for it to reach out for the help that you need. Do not let pride get in your own way, because that's exactly what I did. Now, God, divine creator, was able to make some provisions for me by putting certain people in my life to help me. But had I reached out to the person I was instructed to reach out to, I definitely still wouldn't have struggled as much as I did. As I said before, it is a thin line between pride and being prideful and being humble. You know what I mean? It's like if you know that you're being guided and directed to do something, to say something, but you don't want to because it takes you out of your comfort zone. You don't want people in your business, etc. Just know it's all for a reason. And what I realize now is that God was using this person, my enemy, to help me. And he'll do the same for you, truly. But don't be too prideful. If you're in need and you need help, reach out to someone or an organization or whatever or whoever it may be. Because you don't want to suffer long. You don't want any long suffering. I promise you, you don't want that. And even at that time, I was already dealing with a lot. But my pride, my ego just would not bow down, I did not become humble. I really didn't. Even in those, when I was in dire straits, I just didn't. So learn from my lesson. It's great to have pride in yourself and all your accomplishments. But then there are going to be times in your life where you need to set the pride aside and humble yourself and do what it is that you've been guided, directed to do. Anyway, that's all I wanted to share. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks again for stopping by, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.